All right, well, day 487 of my wife giving me a new project to make. Today we're gonna be making a succulent stand with some walnut and maple scraps. I'm gonna kind of show you some tips and tricks on how to use your less fortunate boards. Some of these are gonna have, cracks and chips in them, so tune in and join along. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start milling up this maple. Got it ripped down to about 3 3/4 inches so I can fit it through the jointer. Got to make sure these are nice, flat, straight, parallel. So. All right, guys. Well, as you just saw, we just got finished with the jointing and planing process. They are straight and parallel on two sides. All we have to do now is just rip them down, and we're good to go. Next, we're going to be doing the walnut. Get that straight and parallel. All right, guys, I got them all planed down and jointed. We're gonna go ahead and take them over to the table saw, rip them down, and then trim up the edges to make them look real pretty for the build. All right, guys, as you just saw, we went ahead and ripped them down, trimmed the edges. I went ahead and trimmed a little bit more just with the cracking in them. So next, we're gonna go ahead and route over the edges. All right, guys, all the edges are routed on the legs along with the actual base and top. So next, we're gonna go ahead and start doing every woodworker's favorite part of a project, sanding. Quick little tip, kind of a trick. Like I said in the beginning, some of these boards have some cracks in them. How I'm going to make them essentially disappear, I'm gonna make some makeshift wood filler. I always recommend keeping, like for me, I've got a 1.5-year-old, so we've got plenty of these little jars. So whenever I'm, sanding down some walnut, I'm always going to take that out of my dust collector, put it in a jar, and save it for my next project. So good little tip and trick. All right, guys, here's that jar I was talking about. I always save this. What you're going to do, I was a little bit of wood glue on there, just just like so. You don't need too much. That might even be a little bit too much. And you are just going to sprinkle some of your fairy dust on there. Grab your sander. Some sandpaper would be helpful. Always want to have, if you have dust collection, dust extractor or anything like that, have it unhooked for this. And you're just going to start sanding. All right, just sanded up to 220. Now is my absolute favorite part of any build. I'm gonna do the water pop. This is where we can actually see what it's gonna look like whenever we throw some finish on it. All right guys, now we're waiting on the water pop to dry. Usually takes 10-15 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all my layout, mark it up. And so since this is for my wife, I'm gonna use screws. It's not everybody's favorite, but she's gonna be over it in about 15 minutes anyway. So we're gonna screw it together and then do some tapered dowels. Tapered plugs to cover the screws. So yeah, here we go. The boards are dried out from the water pop. Still have one last sanding to do with 220, but we're gonna go ahead and drill our holes for the screws, and then along with the tapered plugs. So. All right guys, so we have the holes for the screws all drilled out. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these. So these are tapered plug cutting bits. A little bit on the expensive side, but absolutely amazing. So you can be able to cut a plug that's essentially kind of a V shape, so you can fit it down a whole lot easier. So check them out. I'll leave a link in the description to some that I like. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so let's go through our checklist. So we planed and jointed, we ripped it down, trimmed the edges, we've routed over the edges to make sure we break them. We've sanded up to 220, cut our plugs, cut our holes for the screws and the plugs. I think there's only one thing left. Let's put it together. All right guys, just wanted to show you really quick. We got everything together with the screws. Just wanted to show you how to insert these actual dowels, these tapered. So all you're gonna do is just add a little bit of glue to the dowel. And then you're just gonna drive it home and then cut off the excess with a flush cut saw. You're good to go. Okay, so we've got it all together, just waiting on the glue to dry. From there, we're gonna cut the plugs flush with the top and then sand it, finish, we're done. All right, well, here's the finished piece. Nothing special. Like I said in the beginning, this is really just, I'm building it out of scraps, things that I couldn't use on other projects. Love it. My wife loves it for now. So yeah, just a super simple little succulent table for her, and hopefully she likes it for the next coming years. So don't forget to subscribe, guys. I really appreciate you guys joining in. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. If you guys want me to build a dining table, a house, not a house, you know, a dresser, whatever you guys want, let me know. I'd love to build it. Or if there's any tips and tricks videos you want to see as well. So I'm an open book. Ask any question you have, and I'll see you guys on the next one.